Alright, let's make sure we're live here. From the looks of things, we are. Hello everybody, it's me, Tomebinder, once again. Thank you for tuning in, whether that's in live stream form or video form. And today we're continuing the series we started a few days ago, where we started making a map live on stream, and I'm going to go through this entire process on air for you. I have done nothing off screen, and we'll just continue today with the general theme of the stream being design and decor. So last time we created the basic foundation for this map, and today we're going to add a little more detail, flesh it out a little bit more, and continue our work on that. But before we get started on that, I'm going to send the link out to all the usual places, because right now, there's nobody here with me. You might hear my voice back at me. It's just a side effect there, and I only did it for a second, so it's okay. Alright, just going to post it in the usual places and rig it up so I can see chat. And then I think we can just get underway, because people will trickle in as normal, or maybe they won't. This stream, actually, I announced with very little warning, so it's if nobody tunes in stream form, that's fine. It'll always be the video form if people do want to watch this. Let me make sure I get the chat up and running, and you might notice I'm avoiding looking in that direction, specifically because we have something to get to before we start building our map. Welcome, NG and Otis. That was a ship. NG, your eyes are sharp. There has been a ship that has docked outside the beach house today. It is quite exciting to see. There's in fact been 2 ships out here at the beach house today, and we're going to visit one of them on this stream. Now, it's quite massive. It absolutely dwarfs the beach house and pretty much all of its neighboring structures. So we're just going to climb up in here and see what we can see. This ship was commissioned by No Idea, and it's coming in here to say hello. It's a cruise ship, and it's decided to stop by the beach house due to its nice location as a tourist destination. It's very nice. We can see the beach house's world from a very nice angle up here, but we're not going to look in that direction. We're going to look in this direction. We're going to look at the massive cruise ship today. I don't really know what this is. It seems to be a tan soldier and a gray soldier, and thankfully this ship is also quite low on objects, so it's not going to lag me too hard. Let's go to the end of the ship here and see what we can see. It does look like it's a chessboard design. It does. It really looks like a chessboard. You're right. Wow, I just realized that. That's interesting. There is a person down over here. I would like to talk to him. Oh, I can. Okay, very nice. Huge man. They challenged me to eat all this food. I failed. Whoa, that's crazy, man. And he dies. No. Man, that's very sad. What happened to him? Or maybe he didn't die. He's still alive. Oh, he did die. He totally died. I'm so sorry, man. He just ate too much food. It's very sad. Wow, okay. I didn't think it would. That took a turn. But we'll look inside the ship's cabin and then continue. And oh my goodness, what is going on over there? Let's get to them in a second. I want to talk to this captain. Hello, Liam. Welcome on board the LCL Tomebinder. The ship has no weapons, unlike the MNS Holiday. What does the LCL stand for? It stands for Liam Cruise Lines. Very cool. Tell me about the ship. Well, it's a cruise ship. I know that, Captain. I meant tell me some other information. A ship is a vehicle floating in water that is used to travel across bodies of water. I mean, like, who made it, Captain Ashton? Oh, the ship was made by Calvin N. Idea. He took the plans for the M&S Holiday, but removed all the weapons to make the ship we're currently standing on. Calvin N. Idea. That name does seem familiar from when I played through Escape from Golgi Station. That is who we encountered in one of those offices. Okay, that's curious. But let's tell me a little bit more about the M&S Holiday. It used to be a normal cruise ship, but the captain sort of went insane and ordered 6-inch guns slapped on it, and the pool was converted into a missile bay. Okay, but why? Don't know. Fair enough. Okay, then. Interesting times aboard the LCL Tomebinder, and I can talk. Can't talk to that guy. It's a little figurine, but I can talk to this guy going crazy. He looks like NG. He's got a button that says "Do not press." What's going on, NG? He says no. What's wrong? It's an FCC miniature. It's FCC. It's FCC. And now he's completely freaking out. Yes, NG goes wild when he sees FCC. But we're just going to press this button that says "Do not press" and see what happens. Oh, it blew up the entire ship. Well, that's kind of sad. Okay. It's okay, though. Don't worry, guys. I can get up from this. Actually, maybe we'll just stay in the spectator mode for the conclusion of this. And it looks like we have a very interesting glitch here. That's quite interesting. Interesting spectator glitch. Kind of like walking along the air. But anyway, that was the LCL Tomebinder, which has come to stop by the beach house today. Just a nice little thing to look at before we start the main topic of the stream. It's already been 5 minutes, so we'll get underway now, working on making a map. Alright, well, we're back in the menu now. Let's click in, and you'll be able to tell. Actually, I don't think you'll be able to tell, but just trust me when I say I have not done any edits to this map since the last stream, which is, I hope, reassuring to you. This whole thing will be captured on stream, so if you have any questions, you can ask me directly. Alright, and this is all we have so far. Welcome, fish. I'm working on building a map at the moment. You trust me? Okay, thank you, NG. I'm glad, because I did not edit this map except on stream. So I think the first thing I want to do today is prepare the way for adding some detail to this map. And to do that, we're going to get rid of this little extra stuff. Actually, maybe we'll keep it in there. We'll keep in that ground and cover it with some rocks. That's the first thing we'll do on today's stream, is add a little bit of rockiness to the interior, because this is a partly collapsed encampment. If you remember from last time, the map I'm building is about attacking a rebel encampment and bringing it under your control. Well done, rare fish. Engie, what are you talking about? I do not understand. But you can see here that any terrain, even if it sticks through in a weird way, any terrain can have rocks put on it, which allows you to create these nice little cave-in effects in your maps. In Green District. Is Green District in this? Well, I guess this rebel encampment is in the Green District. Green District is fairly large. Sounds interesting. Reminds me that you should go finish up the maps you're working on. That would be cool, fish. I wouldn't mind playing them. But yeah, you can see here we've got a nice little rock cave-in. Very simple and easy to do. We'll add a little bit of rockiness down over on this way. And why don't we paint this area gray as well, just in case anybody kind of sees through the rocks. It'll look like more rocks down under here. Welcome to the stream, Scootow. Nice to see you around. The fish, tell me, are you well done? Oh, I get it now. He's not even talking to me. He's talking to the fish. He's making a joke about fish being well done. Okay, got it now. It took me a minute, but I got it. I figured it out. Alright, we're just going to continue adding some rocks here. And like I said, this stream is going to be focused mostly on the process of decorating this map. There won't be, probably there won't be many units being placed down today, but you never know. You never do know. I think the next thing we want to do is, this is a technique that I started doing with Good of the Company, is you just want to put a shell of concrete around any modular metal walls, because otherwise you can see through the cracks in the metal walls. But if you do it this way, you cannot. The light from the outside is blocked by this extra shell. So we're just going to do that now. And of course, sometimes, because this is a map-making stream, the process of map-making in Ancient Warfare 3 is not necessarily always exciting or riveting, or even worthy of commentary. But I'm going to try and do my best to keep everybody entertained while trying to explain my process on this stream, because my hope is that somebody will learn a few things from this, like somebody asked how I did this multi-select on the last stream. So at least it's having some effect, which I'm grateful for. We're going to bring this up and finish the shell, and then we can get well and truly into the process of decorating. And how's my voice coming through, everybody? Is my voice good, and can you hear the fans very much? Fans actually seem to have quieted down from a few minutes ago when we were looking at the LCL Tomebinder. Audio is sort of a constant thing that needs to be addressed for me. I think what we'll have in here is a metal wall that's been kind of blasted open. The special forces breaking in. It's actually kind of hard to have that effect when it's a 3x2 wall, but we'll leave it like this for now. We can maybe keep it or maybe get rid of it. We'll see. Can't even hear any fans. That's very good. Well, it would seem the problem of the fans has sort of resolved itself in that case, which I'm grateful for. It was causing a lot of background noise in some of my streams a while back. Let's turn up my graphic settings, and see if you can hear the fans some more. Hopefully you can't. I'll turn them back down if you can, but I'd like to get a sort of crisp video feed for this stream, so you can kind of see exactly what I'm doing. So, in the area after this place opens up, we're going to add some stripes on the sides of the walls, first off. because we're going to assume this military place was not always a military place, or if it was, you know, you could still have some multicolored design and schema in your military base, just to be appealing to the eyes. And obviously we want to use green because it's the green district, of course. The natural color of the people of green district is green. We'll have it kind of like a dark green, though. You can hear fans, but you're pretty sure it's your fans. Got it. Okay. And I think for the outside here, what we're going to do is have a kind of a dark gray to complement the medium gray of the security door. We'll take this, and what we're just doing is control clicking on multiple modulars in order to select them, and then we can paste in the color settings and recolor these modulars. Welcome to the stream, Fleck. So as you can see, we're almost done selecting all of these, and I'll select the ones up on top too. Why not? We might do a little bit more terrain editing today if we end up getting to a point where we have to do that, but we'll mainly focus on the more decorative side of things. Okay, that could actually be a little bit too dark for a gray to really make sense and fit with this, so I'm not quite sure about that actually. We will change it to be a little... Oh yeah, it went all the way to the darkest. It's black there, okay. We'll do it like a dark gray. That's, I think, a little bit better. And I think this also works better with the security door. So guys, what do you think? Should the security door be starting out in a closed state and you have to open it? Or should it start out breached? Because it provides different opportunities for gameplay if either option is picked. You have to have an immediate danger if the door's open, right? You're immediately aware of the fact that there's going to be enemies right in there. But it's more up in the air and left as a surprise if the doors are closed. But we're going to kind of leave it as an option for me to decide later. We'll make the floor yellow and black. Caution outside the security door. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. We'll see how it looks here. Something like, there we go. Something like that I think would look quite nice. You'd say breached with rebel. Okay. We will give that a shot then. This poses a problem here. This is how we want to do it. Very nice. And we paste that in, and we have our yellow and black. But now, of course, it doesn't look that good unless we make this a lighter gray to emphasize the contrast between the black and yellow and then the non-black and yellow. Maybe the player has to blast the door open to defend against very small counterattacks to prevent the door from being breached. That's also a good option. I do like the idea of breaching in and not having it be open by default. Oh, Ravmar says back, but does he see the stream? He said back and then he said oh. Okay, I might have to let Ravmar know I'm streaming, otherwise he won't understand, or well, he won't realize why I'm not responding to him. Maybe he's in here, who knows. I'm just going to copy this back down. He said never mind. Well, in a second when I have finished this part, I'm going to let him know that I'm streaming. Let me see here. I think we want to do this. And once I've pasted this down, I'm going to let Ravmar know that I'm streaming, so we have no miscommunication between us. I do think that looks quite good, actually. Maybe it would also look good with some railings in there, or rampart walls. We'll see in a second. Let me first get a hold of Ravmar. I'm going to send him the link in case he wants to join in. Quiet stream today, only 2 people in. Fine by me, though. Or 4, depending on which website you use. Oh, no, not 4, 7. That's interesting. The numbers jumped up, strangely. Ravmar wants the link. I have sent it. We'll continue working now. Another idea is to have the player enter through a vent or pipe to get to a control panel to open the doors so reinforcements get in. That is also a good idea. Okay, well, there's a lot of options, obviously, for this kind of map. That could be a mechanic that's used like later or deeper into the facility too, perhaps. Yeah, I'm not sure at the moment. But no, that is a cool concept. What's the plot for this map? So Fleck, you are a member of the Green District Special Forces, and you have been sent to clear out this place of rebel activity. I'm not sure how that looks. I sort of like it, to be honest, even though it doesn't make much sense. We're going to get some metal pillars here and see how they look with everything next to it. Hello, Jay. Welcome to the stream. I'm working on constructing a Green District map today. I don't think there needs to be any or much more recoloring on the outside, except maybe we can do a little texturing here, which just means very slight color changes. Very slight. Something like this, to have it not be all one solid color. Because even if you're not using the default concrete gray, you can still have, you know, single color things are not guaranteed to look good, even if they're not gray. Does that make sense? You don't want to have it all be the same color, even if that color is not boring gray. Yeah, so there we go. I think that's kind of a nice exterior. Green District, it's back. Yeah, so Green District is kind of my go-to for like YouTube map content. It's not really back, but I just kind of return to it casually when I do things like challenges or streams. Yes, everyone do this. Everyone talk in caps. Not everyone needs to talk in caps. If that's what you're saying, Jay. I didn't realize Fleck was so excited about Green District coming back. Okay, so I think what we want to do is put stripes on either side here as well, rather than just one side. I sort of like the idea of having it be one side. Or maybe, you know what we could do? Let's have the green like lead to one door and then blue lead to a different door. I think that's how we want to do it, not just solid green. Also because this sort of color scheme I actually am using in an upcoming project, and I don't want it to seem like I'm self-plagiarizing here. And I mean, it's not out now, but when it comes out, people might be suspicious. So this will go up here, and it will lead to that secondary tunnel in the main area. Okay, well, there we go. We just need to select everything at once, and sometimes, you know, it can cause problems if you accidentally deselect a modular, but that doesn't seem to be happening now. It only happened once. Just going to select everything up along here, and this will take us all the way into the main area. Self-plagiarism is my specialty. Alright then, Jay. Okay, so this is just going to lead left, and this is the place people are actually going to go to when they get in the map, so I think that looks alright. But of course, we don't want to have just the blank concrete here, especially not on the floor, so we need to think about how we want to approach this now. I think it's safe to assume that this place has been under like heavy bombardment and attack since the Green District rebelled against the Grand Legislature. A bit of lore for you there. But yeah, this has been a stronghold of the rebels, and you know, continually been trying to be pushed out by the forces of the Green District authorities, the Grand Legislature. But anyway, the reason I say all this is because it can explain why some of this area would be pretty torn up. So to do that, I'm actually going to delete some of the ceiling here, and we'll have like exposed pipes and things like that, and possibly like darker colors too. So we'll get this, make it a little bit darker, and then we'll make the blue a little bit darker as well, to kind of show how it's been soot stained or something like that. You don't really get stained by soot, do you? Get like not singed. I'm not quite sure what the word you'd use there is. Well, you can see here I've made this just imperceptibly darker on the sides to indicate it's been kind of like scarred and dirty and used. Green District was one of the first maps you played in Ancient Warfare 3. It may explain why you're a little excited. Oh, well, that's very cool, Fleck. I did not know that. We're going to get some... And now this is where things start getting a little bit messy, but we're going to get some things up on the sides here that will have our pipes on them. You could add some of the triangular roof pieces to make it more shattered and sharp. That's a very good idea, actually. I always forget about those, but I really shouldn't. Okay, we're just going to build the outer frame of this area here, because again, we're making the place that the pipes are sticking through right now. I wonder if I could just replace one of these with triangular modulars too. Let's do that, because it does look pretty nice. See, we don't want to connect it here, we want to connect it to this one, but obviously that's not going to be possible from the looks of things, unfortunately. So, how are we going to approach this? Let's see what we can do. Okay, we can't do much now. I think we're going to withdraw from that idea for the moment and get some regular, 90-degree walls for a little bit longer here. The pipes will kind of turn off in this direction, maybe, and it'll just, the whole thing will feel very, like, damaged and lived in, is the hope. Another bot. Oh no, Celestia's not here. Celestia was able to delete the bot comments faster than I was before. I'll delete the bot comment in a second. Just don't chain it, please. You can use rocks to make holes in the roof more rugged and have them angled downwards to give the illusion of a shell coming from the top. That's a very cool idea. Like an unexploded shell. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I'll try that maybe, if you don't mind. Yeah, there's a bot in chat. I'm going to get rid of it. Don't worry. Alright, now that I've finished that up, let me just quickly, I use my phone, which the button to remove, put user in timeout, hide user from this channel, and add moderator. Those buttons are all very close together, unfortunately. Not quite sure about that app design there, YouTube, but it's okay. Yeah, so what we want to do now is get those pipes down. Or actually, maybe instead of... no, we'll do pipes. We'll do pipes if we can. Actually, I don't think we can. I think we're going to want to end up using those metal ropes here. There it is. No thumbnail. And you know what I have learned to do? I use metal ropes in some upcoming things. So I learned that you have to, if you want to have a consistent, have it go straight, place sticky notes for the start and end positions, and then you just send them to the sticky notes. Very simple in that regard. Metal rope, and we'll just put it right here at the center. I actually use the X sticky note when I was using it in Good of the Company, but this works just as well. Metal rope 2, and we're not going to leave them on the default width. We're going to increase the width, but there's also wires. There are wires, really? Oh, I guess there are. Well, metal ropes are fine for this one. I did not know that there were wires. I thought people just called the metal ropes wires. That's very interesting. We're going to bring up the width now. See how good it looks. Yeah, we can bring it to maximum, I think. Very nice. Weight. Oh, right, there's weight. I'll leave the weight at 0, I think, to indicate that it's more of a pipe around here. What do we want around here? I think we want to make this a more darkened thing. Actually, you know what? Let's first get some sticky notes and metal ropes inside this side wall. Do any field medics turn into a chain NG, or do you have to do some like exploit to get that happen? To get that to happen? You randomly discovered it when you're making your Half-Life campaign. Yep. Sometimes the best discoveries happen completely by accident. We're just going to connect these to their sticky notes and we'll be able to continue. It actually looks quite good. You've been using concrete pipes. Yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. Some of the bigger secrets from things I work on, I try to keep secret until they actually come out. But this is something that doesn't have to be shrouded in secrecy. It's probably a very superficial thing. And it'll be good if people started using this feature because frequently suggested. Should get some use. Okay, well, we have some pipes now up there. It doesn't look quite as good, maybe. We'll see how we can fix that. What if we can get? I wonder if we can get a triangle wall here. Concrete triangle. Oh no, we can't. There's no triangle walls. Silly me, silly me. Let's just get some concrete walls then. Instead, we will make the walls a bit darker to indicate, you know, that wear and tear of a long siege. Something like this, perhaps. Triangle walls would be very nice. And not just for this. I'm sure they would have uses in a lot of different settings, actually. You silly goose! I'm sorry, Jay. I'm an utter buffoon. I realize this. We'll actually make this a little bit lighter. And that kind of implies that, you know, even the default concrete is actually a bit dirty because the lighter is actually how it was from the beginning. So yeah, here we go. And you can see already that there's, you know, stuff going on. You know, you kind of have to have stuff going on if you're doing interior battles, especially if there's lots of concrete involved. Welcome, Madden. I am working on decorating my new Green District map. Right now, I'm just adding some kind of scarring to the walls to indicate that this place has been through a long siege, which it has been. Now, what I'm also going to be trying to do when I start getting into the gameplay of this map is I have to come up with some ways to separate it from Green District Facility Siege, which was the one that I made for the 3-hour map challenge. That was also a Green District map, and this is also a Green District map about attacking a facility. So the gameplay needs to be different due to the similarity in concept. You can't repeat everything too much or just get stale. So I think through the center here, we're going to... I wonder how it would look if we had a light yellow, kind of to segue from the bright yellow. We'll just kind of see how this looks going through. Giant concrete maps need lots of detail. Yep, and just in general, indoor maps need a lot more. Agreed. Because you can get away with a lot of things in outdoor maps, but people will notice if you cut corners on interior maps. So now we'll perhaps have it go off in two directions, like this. Or maybe we'll have it here. Let's do it this way. Let's have it go to the full far side of the wall first, and then turn. And then we'll have it in here go back into the center. Paste it down. We have ourselves a nice little yellow pathway that kind of segues in from the yellow here. Pillars on corners. Okay, don't spam now, Jay. I read you loud and clear. It does look nice to have pillars on corners. I'll take this, just paste it in like that. I think that's about all we really need. Makes it less rounded. Yeah, fair enough. Problem is there's a lot of corners in this map, Jay. I can do it though, it's fine. I have it in me to place a few pillars. Famous last words. Okay, so now we have to find a different way to texture this other part of the floor. I was thinking we could try and do a checkered thing, but before we do that, let's save in case it doesn't turn out well. I'm just going to see how it looks to have a kind of dull black and white, but obviously very dull because this area will have been heavily barricaded, and this is the first line of defense for the rebels, so obviously a lot of the pre-war kind of luxury will have been lost to time. Kind of a very dull black and white thing. Okay, now we're gonna get a white here. It's sort of a something like that. We'll just see how this looks. Just kind of playing around here. Like I said, this whole thing, I started out basically spitballing, and it's sort of gradually taken shape. But I still have no prepared notes or anything, so something could end up happening where I just am not satisfied, and I will go back to a previous save. I kind of like how this looks at the moment, though. There we go. For some reason, we had an overlapping modular there. We'll continue this pattern and see how it looks when it's all the way done. And obviously, we will not leave it just like this. There will be some recoloring to make certain things darker, as we did with the walls. Well, you can already tell that I think a lot of people would probably prefer this visual of a map compared to a just solid concrete, and I can't speak for anybody, of course. I can only speak for myself when I say this is the kind of map that I would enjoy playing, and that's the reason I wanted to create this kind of map in the first place. Okay, so now we're in here. What do you guys think of this visual for the entranceway? I kind of like it, but I'm looking for feedback from the people viewing. We'll darken this up a little bit. Martha says it's good. No comments from others as of yet. 10 out of 10, says Angie. Fish says look good. Okay, well, thank you. I guess we'll continue with that scheme going forward. I'm not quite sure about these walls. We're going to have to texture the walls up a little bit. I mean, these particular far walls. But I think we're capable of doing that. Just something like this, maybe. We have ourselves... Okay, it still actually doesn't... It still looks pretty flat. Not too much color difference. You have to have just a very slight color difference. Very slight. Doesn't have to be significant. Yeah, I think that's probably all we need, to be honest. Okay, and it's already looking very different from how it was at the beginning of the stream, which I'm happy to see. You would only play concrete sausage indoor maps with no detail and default units. I'm sorry, this map will disappoint you then. I'm very sorry to say. We'll just get a little more scarring up here. Yeah, something like that I think would look pretty nice. And we have another shade here we can grab. And it doesn't have to be an exact science either. You can just kind of slap things down, and people aren't really going to care too much about the positioning of the colors, as long as there's different colors, and so it's not so visually monotonous. I think pretty much anyone will appreciate your efforts. Something like this, maybe. Okay, how's it looking now? I think we might be able to get through this door here and continue. And this is just the first kind of paint job. We'll do a little more fine-tuning and stuff later, but this is just helping the map kind of get some definition to it. But I think for a starting area, and this will be before any fortifications are put down. But yeah, I think we can continue forward at this point. We're going to get a Overwatch area right up here, so that enemies can look down over the main character here. And I did not mean to do that. That's silly. And now we have just a little room, for people to look in, and we're going to place a door right here. There's another example of Mouth moving a little faster, or sorry, my brain moving a little faster than my mouth, or the other way around. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. Let's get a modern door in here. Concrete floor and some concrete walls. Okay. Now already again this is starting to take shape here. I think we're going to have to, you know what? Here's an idea. Here's a thought. Let's have there be a sort of upper walkway above this main interior area. That would add some dimension and depth to this area. Of course, it's got to be colored. This would not look good if just in its current state with all this concrete. My mouth moving faster than my mouth, than my brain. Yeah. See, you know what I mean. I don't have to say it anymore. Than how many times I already said it. Okay, so now what we're going to try and do is get some small walls mixed in with railways here up on the top, like this. I think would look just fine, just splendid. And we'll see how they look across from each other. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's get a railing here. And then possibly we'll have some metal pillars showing this is kind of hanging from the ceiling. It's kind of a visual that I like and appreciate. Just going to put them up on the edges here. And if this doesn't really give you any, make you learn anything new about making maps, which I assume is going to be a lot of the people who are viewing this in live stream form, that's okay, because it can also give you ideas for visual things to draw from, and it's fine if you steal them. I don't really care. If I show it on stream, it's pretty much fair game. Metal wall. And again, we're going to do that same tactic of some concrete shells behind the metal modular walls. I have a lot of messages now, I just saw that, so I might check them briefly and see what it's all about. Yeah, I have 5 messages. Can you say hi to Ravmar? Can I say hi to him, or can I say hi to him for you? I can just say, hi Ravmar. I think Jay is, yes, so Ravmar J says hello. Alright, these are some security doors that have been blocked off, obviously, in the chaos of this whole event. And now we have to start considering the color to this map, adding a little bit of depth to it. Ravmar says, hello back. And this door will be opened up like this, with a pillar here, and once that's done, I'm going to start recoloring a few areas of this main area. And once these pillars are down, I'm going to start thinking about coloring, but also briefly checking my messages. Give me about 10 seconds once I stop moving here. So I have to make sure it's nothing. A couple of things from... Okay, hold on. Oh, Fleck just sent me some examples of the rock thing. And NG is cackling because he made Josh's Adventures 3. And he wants me to play it again on stream. So, nothing emergency level. You have the feeling you have to step up your game. Okay, Fish. Well, I mean, it's always, it's good to be evolving and improving all the time. Obviously, you don't have to push yourself too hard or anything, but it's definitely nice to go from somewhere to another place. You counted down? Well, I'm done checking messages, so I finished just in time, I guess. This area, I was thinking to have this main area be a little more brown. I'm not sure how that's going to be incorporated, but we'll see. Oh, you know what? I'm going to add some pillars. Welcome, Damien. We are back making some more of the same map. Would you like to see what I've created so far? Let me get rid of this pillar here, unnecessary pillar. But I'm going to start doing the pillar on corner method because that's something that Jay is a very strong proponent of, and I would hate to offend him. So you can see, Damien, we've added some color and detail to the entranceway to this place here. We're going to add more, obviously, but we'll continue working on it here. And now we're going to head in here and work on adding detail in this main room. So I'd like it to be a little more brown, but I'm not quite sure how to accomplish that right now. So I think it would clash very well in a nice way with the grays. I wonder if we could do like, we could do like a brown lower level, maybe. We'll see how this looks. No, because because it would make it seem like it's a stripe that goes somewhere. Damien, I think, is just someone from the YouTube community. Sorry I've been missing streams. That's fine. It's nice to see you here now. It could have been, I don't know if it's because I haven't kept up a super regular schedule, but I'm going to try and stream just about every day if I can. 4 p.m. on weekdays and 2 p.m. weekends. But it's fine if you're missing streams because, of course, they're always in video form as well. We're going to get some brown in here. Yeah, I just think it looks very nice after we've spent this whole area with some grays and more metallic and neutral colors. Damien, he's my son? What? What does this mean, Damien? You've been missing streams because you oversleep. Ah, that's unfortunate, Jay. I don't know how I could help you then. Okay, no. I didn't. It turned to red for some reason. We do not want that. I'm just going to mess around with the brown color scheme, and we'll see how it all ends up looking. An idea we could do is have like a brown and light yellow, like more of a birch color in this room. This room I would like to have a lot of fire, so I think the brown would indicate that, you know, it's kind of more wooden. And hopefully a very different color palette from what we've just been through in the first initial phases of this map. Yeah, I'm a little confused with what's going on between Damien and Michelle, to be honest. That Roman soldier is a plastic toy? This kind of looks like an SCP facility. Oh, I suppose it does, actually. It could definitely be used for any purpose. I haven't fully nailed down the setting, but at the moment, I'm considering placing it in the Green District universe, which is a series of maps I've made. But it could also definitely be converted for use as an SCP-style facility. I think we're going to do that birch look for the floor, actually, and we'll have some areas darker than others to indicate that they're kind of charred. I'm not quite sure how I like the way the brown works with this green and blue, so we might have to recolor it a little bit. But we're just going to select all of these items on the floor, and again, this is one of those times in Ancient Warfare 3 where map making isn't exactly exciting, but I can talk about other things while I do the more menial, repetitive work. But yeah, let's get a nice little birch color here. And I think we will also want to add some pillars, like wide pillars in this room if we can. But before we get onto that, we're going to add a slightly lighter brown for the walls here, because I don't like how this medium brown clashes with the green and blue. What? It's the color of an egg? It does look kind of like an egg, to be honest, but I'm not quite sure if that's what was said. Maybe a bit more orange, yellow. Yeah, well, I think this looks a little bit better, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure at the moment. Just playing around until we get something. We could do more of like a redwood thing. That might be interesting. We also don't want it to make it seem too, like, toy-like, because, again, that can happen very easily if you use bright colors. Computer's dying, moving to PC. Okay, see you in a second then, Jay. Okay. I think we're going to add some brown up here. Tell me what you think of this shade of brown, you guys. I think it looks alright, but I can change it. Just because in relation to, there's going to be other colors here that I'm just not sure about how they transition together. I think it looks okay, but as always, I appreciate a second opinion. To be honest, I'm not really an artist. That's not why I joined Ancient Warfare 3. I don't even know what I would say I joined it for. Just to simulate battles, but of course it turned into this, and I'm still left with somewhat of a lack of visual flair, but I like to think that this color looks okay. Looks okayish. It's probably not going to be the final version of the color, too. I'll probably edit it later on. This is more or less just getting the bedrock down. First level. Tome, you're turning into Desert Mammoth. Well, these aren't bright colors or anything. I mean, I'm trying specifically to have it be more dull, and it's not like just like random colors or anything. They have a purpose. So, too many colors, no normal concrete walls. Okay, you would like normal concrete walls, eh? Well, here's what we'll do. I think we need to have a way for there to be a nice looking pattern between the brown and the concrete. So we're gonna try it this way and see how it looks. You can hide barbed wire and fire to 2 damage. Yep, that is a classic technique. I might end up using that, or I might end up just scripting damage. And actually I could do a little tutorial on that if you need to know how. This does not look good. It has to be a little bit over. We don't want to get bogged down too much in one specific room of the facility, but I also want it to look kind of nice for the final version. I see what's a little weird here. It's because this is one too far away, so we can't have a nice looking pattern. So we'll get a metal wall here, like this. And obviously you can see it's one modular away, and now one modular away. So it's very symmetrical now. Metal pillar, here we go. Let's copy that, and we're good. Welcome, Fire Turtle. It's nice to see you. We are adding a a pattern to this room here. I wonder if it would look good if we did it like this. If we take this away and have it just be for the sides. That might actually be the way to go, actually. I kind of like that. Hold on here. Hold on, we may have actually come up with a solution to our color-related woes. There we go. Okay, I'm not so sure about that, though. I'm not quite sure about that corner, but we'll get rid of this and see how it all looks. I find rooms that aren't symmetrical extremely weird looking. Same here, to be honest. I try to make things symmetrical in Ancient Warfare 3, unless it makes sense for them to be non-symmetrical, but most of the time it'll just look better if they are. It's DefCorp. Well, I'm trying to make it have a different look than DefCorp, but if you think it is looking similar, then I can change something. Alright, we're going to add it like this. So, I'm going to zoom back out in a second. Before I do that, let's actually have like a lighter, kind of milkier color here. Milk and there's an egg color too. Lots of food-related colors in this room, I guess. But, just to kind of have a little contrast. Something like that. I think that looks pretty nice. So, what do you think of this so far? There's no military protecting the game. Yeah, so Damien, we are not going to be adding any units yet until the general structure of the map is complete. And obviously we're still spending some time adding the color and details and stuff. But in a future stream, fairly soon, we will be adding in units and military stuff. So don't worry about that. You will be able to play through it, and there will be military guys and rebels and all that. This map will have it all. But it just takes time to put something together in this game. Okay, so now I think we want to do that method of making walls seem a little scarred from the, constant bombardment. Because again, this place has been under a pretty heavy siege since the initiation of the Green District Rebellion. Breaking news. What's the breaking news, Damien? What if the ceiling is broken and there's pipes in the ground? That's actually a very good idea, because we've already established there's pipes in the ceiling on here. That's a great idea. I said that in a way that made it seem like the other ideas I've been receiving are bad, which they are not. Let's break this open a little bit. Maybe just that's all we need to do for that, but if... actually, we'll open it up there, too. We're just going to open it up a little bit, and we can decorate the areas that would have been damaged by pipes falling through the floor. I personally like to add the units and stuff as you go. Yeah, that's fine, Fish. I'm just doing it one thing at a time, just because I think it's going to be easier for people to, like, I guess, I don't want to say binge watch, but you know what I mean. Like, watch all in a row, because, I cover one subject per stream. So it's more self-contained, each thing, that way. But yeah, generally I do that as well. I do that with my campaigns. So I think what we're going to do is get some metal ropes here and see how this looks. Triangles would work. Triangles would work. Would they work? I think they would work. Let's just, we have to find the right angle here. Maybe like this. No. Maybe like this. No. Maybe like that. It looks okay. It looks okay-ish. We'll leave that how it is for now, but possibly change things up as we continue in the future rounds of edits. But I think that looks alright. Now we're going to get a metal rope here, and I think we'll have it a few ways. We'll have it... let's get our sticky notes up here. You'd make a home and choose campaigns. That can be good at the company map. This can? Well, it could be. It certainly could be, but I'm going to try and give it its own kind of identity and feeling. But it definitely would fit in with Good of the Company, but I think I'm going to try and have it be independent, just because I wouldn't want people to be confused by me posting a Good of the Company thing so close to the expansion. Metal rope here. Let's connect them up like that. See if this works. It's got to be a little higher, but we can do it. It's not going to fit exactly with the sticky note, but something like that. So this will have fallen through the ceiling, as you can see. We'll see how this looks here. It doesn't look good when it's stuck up on the railing. That's what we've discovered. So we have to find a different spot for it to go to. It's fine. It's a learning process. There's wires that you can use. We'll see how wires look. I already used metal ropes before, so I might stick with them to keep continuity, but we'll see, because I can also change them out just as easily, so. Okay, I see wires have no texture on them, which is nice. Or traps. Well, I will be adding traps in this map, Damien. Make no mistake. Yeah, so that does look good. We'll widen it a little bit. I think we could do it either way, actually. Let's compare it to the metal rope here and see. Because it actually would probably make more sense for pipes to not have these, like, grooves in them. You see that? So maybe I will replace them back over at the starting area. So hold on, I'm going to head back there and do that. Will we see more Good of the Company at some point? I'm kind of curious about it. Yeah, Fish, so I'm currently working on a Good of the Company expansion called Good of the Company Paradigm Shift. It's been working on it for a few months now, with various degrees of intensity, obviously, but it's getting very close to done, and it should be out either at the end of February or the very beginning of March is my emergency date, but I'm planning for late February. And that is a full-length campaign extending the story of Good of the Company 2021. Kind of looks like a tentacle. If you're talking about the one from back in there, yeah, it does. I forget, what's Paradigm Shift about again? So I haven't really revealed much story information, Otis, but that will be revealed with the trailer, and I'm planning to post the trailer mid-February, something like that. Probably a week before it gets posted. But it will be the story in a way like you have never seen it before. That's how I'll describe it. And I'm hoping for it to be, you know, feel familiar, but also have a lot of new content and stuff brought in that I hope will be in much the same way as what the Half-Life expansions did. We're going to get this here. You played some Good of the Company campaigns. That's cool, Damien. Which ones did you play, if you remember? Paradigm Shift is the Good of the Company dating simulator. It is not. That is false information. Don't trust Jay. It's got to be with 0. Yeah. We don't want it to be 0.5. So one of these will have kind of broken off and done that, and the other one will still be fixed. You played the main campaign? That's what I got from that. Okay, well, cool. That is cool. Now we're going to get some more sticky notes in here, and one of them will be going through... Actually, I think we'll just have one wire, and then there'll be another one down on the ground. Someone needs to... Fish, please no. I'm not even going to read that message out loud in chat. Nobody must make that. That would be the most cursed thing to ever grace Ancient Warfare 3, and that's coming from somebody who has played both installments in the Josh's Adventure franchise. Alright, almost done here. You honestly never finished the campaign? Well, it's never too late to try, or to finish it. Might be cool to get it finished before the expansion comes out, if you want. Alright, let's see how this looks from the ground. Got off on kind of a tangent there. I think it looks quite nice, actually. That was a good idea. We're going to get one down on the ground, though. Except it doesn't really work. Or does it? If we widen it, it might work. I'm not sure if it does. Actually, hold on. It might do it if we do it like this. I have developed a crazy idea, everybody. We'll see how this works out, okay? Everybody cross your fingers. We're going to use, maybe not wire, what's it called? Wire spool. Instead of that, we're going to use a crate. But we will, I'll show you what, it's hard to say out loud, but if you just watch this, I'm going to perform a magic trick live on stream. We're going to get some wires here. We'll connect one end to the kind of middle of this barrel, and then another one to the middle of this barrel. We'll get rid of the weight, up the width, and then we'll delete both barrels. Pfft, the magic trick failed. I was so confident that was going to work. Actually, I wasn't that confident. I'd never tried it before. But what I was hoping for is to remove the foundations for it, so the wire would be the only thing left, but it failed horribly, and I ended up only embarrassing myself. So instead, we're going to do it this way. If it will look good, we'll just bring it down to be something like something like this. And of course then a problem presents itself immediately because it clips through here. But it shouldn't be too big of a deal because we can simply do it like this, as long as that doesn't cause other problems elsewhere, which it does not appear to. Okay, let's up the width now, and the weight can be 0.5, that's fine. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. We have another bot in the chat. Nobody clicked the link they sent. That's just a general rule. If you see a suspicious message in chat from like a random string of letters, don't even mess with it. Okay, now that we've done that, I think we're going to do a little more texturing, and we might be able to continue. We should actually address the concern of this place up here. You'd make a D-Day map. Are you making one right now? Is that what you're saying? Or are you planning to? D-Day maps certainly are a popular thing in Ancient Warfare 3. Is there some way you're going to make it like unique or something, or just any D-Day map? It's fine if you have just a regular D-Day map. It's actually a very good introduction to map making in Ancient Warfare 3. Because if you kind of incorporate some depth to it, you actually learn a lot of the mechanics right off the bat. But of course, some people are fairly hostile to the sign of too many D-Day maps. If there's like 5 D-Day maps up at the top of the workshop. But no, I encourage it. I've made some D-Day maps in my time. But anyway, moving on from that, let us address these ends here. I think I'm going to get some pillars, because otherwise it just doesn't really work to me. I think we need to have some pillars for this to look natural. So we'll just open up not open it up, but close up, tighten up the corners, like this. And then we have to obviously recolor some of these pillars. Let me just make sure, I'm just checking how long I've been streaming here. About 50 minutes, it's fine by me. I could stream for a while today, so. We're just going to color these, and then we're going to be fairly done with the decorating process for this room. And then, of course, we'll have to move on immediately to the next area of the map, but that's totally fine. Pillars, yay! Jay loves his pillars. That's something I did not know about him. And Angie's back. Welcome back. Okay, what next? What next, folks? I think we're mostly done here, and I don't want to jinx myself, but we have a few of our most significant objectives completed. Okay, bye, you're watching a different video. Okay, well, thank you for joining in, Damien. It was nice to see you. I hope you join in a future stream as well. Thanks for tuning in. This will also be a video when it's done, so you can watch it later at your own leisure. There are many things you do not know about me, William. Okay. Okay, Jay. What a peculiar thing to say. Just going to do this. And I think the next thing we want to do is texture this area up here. But after that, we should be just about good to continue. We want to add a little texturing to the wood, I think. Because again, this place has been kind of singed in its long history of bombardment and siege. You did not tell me about that, Jay. Is that something that I want to hear on stream right now? That's the question you must ask yourself. We're going to just make a few of these modulars a bit darker, and then we can continue on our journey to map making greatness. Got some nice texturing all around now. Very cool. But I think the main exception to our texturing adventure is the ceiling. There's been no texturing done whatsoever. So that is something that needs to be rectified. Come on, let's select everything, and then we should be good to continue. I've said that a few times now. I'm not going to promise we're good to continue yet. This room is actually quite a commitment. We're getting close to done. We are more or less on the home stretch nowadays. Makes it seem like I've been doing this for a really long time. I have not. Just remember, I don't edit these off stream, so when you see me stop editing today, it's the last I'll be doing to this particular map until I'm completely ready to record again. Alright, and that just made the whole thing a little bit more darkened, so we'll just select a few at random and up it a little bit more. And again, you don't want to make the contrast too obvious either when you're texturing walls, otherwise the player's it's gonna take the immersion right out of it. It's got to be very subtle, but it's quite doable, as you can see. There's a lot of creative control given to the player by Ancient Warfare 3's engine when it comes to selecting your own colors and stuff, so It shouldn't be too big of a deal just to add a little texturing to your maps, I don't think. And I think the benefits really outweigh the time investment needed to do it, so making a map off camera is like Minecraft YouTubers doing a little mining off cam. Yep, I'm not going to make the map off camera. I refuse to do so. The Tomebinder channel is one of ethics. We stand by our principles. Alright, well, I think we're going to do it this way, and we actually might be done now. We might be able to continue going forward, unless you think this is still too concrete sausagey, but I think it's just about ready to save and continue on. We'll head left when we get started. And again, I'm just kind of adding the first level of paint to this. There's going to be a lot more detailing done once this turn is complete. But yeah, I think we're just about good to continue here. Okay, now the next step of the way is going to be to make an interesting looking stair section, which is a lot easier said than done. Right off the bat, we want to darken these metals. Modular metals. Okay, and after that we will probably, I'm not sure what we can do. I like the look of the black and yellow that we did for the opening door. That might be something we can recycle here. We'll see how good it looks though. Just gotta select all of these. Again, one of those moments where one of the more tedious aspects of map making in Ancient Warfare 3. I believe last time it was Mammoth who said it would be more convenient to pre-place colored modulars, which is something I would agree with. Okay, we don't want to increase this to be more white. I think we should increase it to be more black. But actually it would work either way as long as we have an inversion. I haven't actually used very many white modulars before. I think we'll go with our original plan and see how it looks. And maybe we'll put a dark gray kind of ringing these metal walls. And you can think of it, the way I think of it in Ancient Warfare 3 is when I was, doing coloring books and things like that, how you do it is you fill it in and then you more heavily draw a darker line of that color around the edges too. That was just something I did. I don't know if other people did that, but I did that. Not at first. It was something that I learned to do. But that's sort of what I do when I have one particular color that's being used a lot in Ancient Warfare 3. I try and outline it in a different color to create a kind of visual difference. Something I would recommend coloring. But yeah, I didn't really expect to talk about that on this stream, to be honest. But hey, you gotta fill the airtime somehow. Alright, up here I think we will do that black and yellow and see how it looks. I have not delved into the process of modeling yet. I'm actually waiting until modeling is a little more fully implemented into the game. Jay and I are still a ways away from working on that, and to be honest, I still have a lot of heavy work to be done on current projects that will not involve modeling. But once I'm done, I would say with Good of the Company, this expansion, I will probably start to try and teach myself. And if I have struggles with it, which I assume I will, I might actually ask you, Jay, for help, if that's okay. Yeah, the stream devolved into talking about coloring books. Well, hey, now we're back on topic. We're back on topic, talking about modeling. It's very cool, though, and I definitely respect the effort that's gone into some of those models. If at some point I'm ever, desperately need something, and I'm, on a time crunch, I might ask someone to model something for me, but I will try and teach myself, of course. We're going to try and make this like this. Yeah, so that looks pretty nice, I think. I think we might be good to continue here. It would be your pleasure. Well, that's good to know, Jay. Because at some point, the need could arise. I've just been thinking about recently what might need custom modules. Sorry, custom models. Haven't come up with anything yet, though. But I think once I shift my focus and finish more up with Good of the Company and head more into my RPG map, that will be a problem that presents itself, so I'll keep you posted. Anyways, about this stair section, I think we're just going to have it wrap around the edges of the area. Maybe we'll do it this way. And we'll get rid of needless modulars too. Actually, I think we can do it this way. Yeah, because there's been a new update recently where you can remove any modular and it will not delete the dependent modulars, so that looks very, very nice. Before, you would have had to have kept this floor for that stair to be there, but now you can remove the floor and the stair is still there, so Jay and I did a great job on that one. Definitely giving the community what we need. We're going to bring it up like this. Delete that. Very nice. Feels very nice to have that concrete floor. And we'll head up here. How do we want to do this? I think we have to use a special stairway. Add a pillar right in the corner. Yeah, I will. I'm going to add a little more detail in a second, but we're just going to get this problem of stairs solved first of all. I think that might be the way we have to do it, unfortunately. It doesn't look the greatest. Probably, it looks okay. Let's see if there's a better way to do that. Let's get some concrete floor back up in here. Stairs, stairs, stairs. Where art thou? Not there. Not what I need at all. Maybe this will help. I think it will. No, it will not, unfortunately. And we're back to square one. Okay, we might have to use a reverse. I think a reverse would be fine, because then we can just take it, yeah, take it right up into this main area. Yep, that will work just fine. That'll be sufficient. Unfortunately, though, we have this weird thing with this corner, which we can't really fill with stuff. We can fill the sides with a rampart wall, but if we try and fill this part with a rampart wall, it blocks the stairs. So that's a little dilemma for us that I'll try and think on. If it has to look like that, you know, that's fine. I can live with it. But I will ponder a possible solution, so it doesn't have to look that way in the final product. Now we're going to add a ton of pillars. Not overuse them, but I think the aesthetic of this place can be pillars. Maybe at every corner, we'll say. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Coolio. And now what we have to do, obviously, is recolor a little bit. And get ourselves... First of all, we have to get rid of that remnant of the green stripe. That ends where the main room ends. So we don't want to have that in here. Okay, I think for the stairs we want to have a slightly lighter color. Maybe we'll grab this color, actually, and see how it looks. Actually, you know what? I think we need an even lighter color. Angie, please be careful and don't spam in the chat. It's only 2 messages, though. It's okay. The world hasn't ended from it. Alright, something like that would be very useful for creating a visual difference here, some contrast. You won't spam? Thank you. Much appreciated. We're just going to try and select everything, and it's a little bit harder, of course, to select pillars in this game than other modular types, but we can still do it. Somehow we've risen to the challenge, this legendary challenge of selecting the pillars and come out on top. And now we're going to recolor them, and boom. We'll do a little bit of texturing too in a second, but for the moment, all clear. We want to retexture the walls to be this gray. We don't want any dull concrete color in here until we get back up here. Angie really does not like FCC. Welcome back, Damien. I am now building a staircase area, as you can see, which will lead us up to this area. And I haven't put much thought into this area yet. I was thinking it could be a very red area. I'm not really sure why. Bow down to the legendary lime. Okay, Ravmar. Alright, so let's have a very red area here. This exterior will be darker, and the interior will be brighter. I think that's the scheme we're going to use. It's actually kind of a reddish purple here. Bow down to the legendary lemon? What's the legendary lemon, Ravmar? You're just saying nonsense again. Is this a Josh's Adventure moment? I feel like the legendary lemon is something that Angie would put in Josh's Adventure. Oh, I'm the legendary lemon. Wow, I don't know how to feel about that. I think I should be honored. But anyway, we have this very small area that's going to be mostly red. And I think how we'll have it be, to explain why you go immediately from this very metallic industrial area to a more carpeted red kind of, I don't know what the word is. I wouldn't say luxurious, but a very different color palette. So to explain that, we're going to have a just completely busted open security door. Just completely flaring with fire. And that's not going to add all that just yet. 11 more subs, and I go to Go to Popeyes. Yep. I will play Liam Goes to Popeyes at 150 subscribers. That's something I promised. I can't really go back on it now. But yeah, I forgot to say earlier in the stream. This is something I stopped doing, but if you do want to support my videos, I'll just say this midstream. You can leave a like, subscribe, or follow my Steam Workshop, which is always linked in the descriptions of my videos, including this one right now. So if you want to go and do that, or any of those options described there, will really help YouTube see that I've been making content, and they'll push it out more on the algorithm. But anyways, I think what I'm going to do now is grab this color and get a lighter version. Again, very different color palette. We want to have areas have different color palettes, but not like... Oh, wait a minute. It's the same... Oh, no. Unfortunately, some of this floor is the same as some of this ceiling, so we can't actually grab all of it. Unfortunately, that's very unfortunate. Oh, well, wow. Man, okay. Well, that puts a damper on my plans, unfortunately. We have to think of a different way to give this place a nice color palette. Here's an idea. Why don't we have, like, red rings? Let's give that a shot. Red rings around, like, a white marble. I sound like an interior designer, you guys. What 1,000 hours of Ancient Warfare 3 will do to you. And now we're just going to... Yeah, like that. Make it more, not really pink, but more of a bright red. Well, not bright exactly, but light. Like that, I think. There's a color I know that looks a lot like this. I'm thinking of the color rosemary, but I don't think that's a color. Isn't that like a... It's like a food, isn't it? I have to look it up now. Rosemary color. Okay. I guess it's a real color. I wasn't making things up. Make it a hole. Oh, like a hole down here? That would be quite cool, actually. That's a nice bit of continuity. Okay, you know what? I'm doing that. Let's get ourselves a concrete triangle floor. And we'll just say like a bomb, or it's like a... something caused this to happen. I'm not really sure at the moment. But yeah, that's a very cool bit of continuity, actually. I like that idea a lot. Because you can kind of see up through here that there's more stuff. Yeah. Thanks for that idea. Notice, rosemary's an herb. Yeah, it's also an herb, but it's also a color, so... That's what I was thinking of. And I think this is a kind of rosemary color. What do you guys think? I need the expert opinion. Okay. Let's go up here and do the same thing. Yeah, there we go. Nice concrete floor. Actually, we might just leave it like that. Never mind. We won't. We will leave it like that. Will we? I think we will. I don't think it needs any other modifying. That looks like something in the video you watched. What was the video you watched, Damien? Because I'm not really inspired by anything here. I'm doing it just originally. But I guess it could be similar to whatever you watched. I would be interested to know what's similar. Interesting coincidence has struck. Okay, so obviously I don't think this rosemary is doing it on its own. I think it's got to have some contrasting color with it, but nothing too garish. I was thinking maybe another one of those birch. Actually, I kind of like that for a color. We'll see how that looks. Kind of like, I don't even know what you would classify that as. Kind of a gold? Because 2 guards had AK-47. Well, the thing is, there are no guards in this, so how is 2 guards having AK-47s similar? That's my question. It looks similar? Ah, okay. You know what, that's fine. That's fair. Sometimes you just, like, naturally see similarities in things and can't explain why. Now this just looks like McDonald's. we gotta get rid of this. What about like a blue? Red and blue? Anybody? Let's see how the red and blue looks. Because we can't have this McDonald's hallway. I wonder if I could put myself in timeout. Celestia is experimenting with his moderator powers. By the way, there has been an update I forgot to mention. That reminds me, so when we go back to the beach house at the end of the stream, I have another minor announcement to make. So, you have that to look forward to if you stick around. I think this end will be fully rosemary, and this end will be as well. Now it's the Pepsi Hall. Now it just looks like a circus. Well, okay, I'll try again. How about a different color red? I said earlier we were going to have a red color palette. That might be the way to go. This might look pretty nice, actually. Now I can't unsee that. He said it looks like a like a circus thing. Looks like the clown tent. It totally does. Now what about it? This might actually look pretty good. I kind of like that, actually. Actually, I kind of really like that. Okay, we're going to stick with that, I think, unless somebody has really a strong objection. Let's get a dark gray here as kind of the floor. This will be the pathway that the player has to take. Damien, what's that from? Are you, like, writing a story for this map, Damien? General's voice. Sir, nothing. Get in or out. Coughs. You're giving me only tidbits of the story, Damien. I need the full thing. What happens then? Alright, well now I think we might be good to continue. Stream is lagging. Oh no. Could that be my Wi-Fi or something on your end? Doesn't seem to be any problem with my connection, but it could be. That's unfortunate. But it also could be because I set my stream at the highest possible visual setting, so you can watch it in 1080p. Oh yeah, I should really save. Good idea, Ravmar. Saved. Very good. Good call. But yeah, I like this hallway, actually. I'm going to add a lot more, I think, detail to it. Have a nice, solid red palette. It's lagging for Celespia as well. That's unfortunate. Well, if that's the case, let me just quickly look in the stream settings. I don't think there's much I can do, unfortunately. Let me look at the latency. It says there's an excellent connection, so I'm not sure. You guys should try downgrading to a lower quality, like lower from 1080p. Mr. President, no, disappears. So, Damien, who are these people and why are they talking? Who's on whose side? Alright, so now we have, let's just take a look at our color schemes here. Out here we've got the nice kind of gray industrial. In here is more of what was described as like an SCP facility, which I can see that. And here we've got more of a wooden kind of, yeah, just kind of a wooden brown, yellow scheme. And then in here is much more industrial once again. And then up here we have our nice kind of deep red area. So we need a new, different color palette, I think, to have each area kind of distinct. And this is going to be for the very close quarters combat. The idea is that you'll kind of go up to a corner, and then around the corner you'll hear people like yelling or something like, "Go, stop him!" or something along those lines. So it'll be very like, hopefully set people's nerves on edge and make it a more tense, close quarters environment. But yeah, we have to think of a nice little color scheme here. White and black, says Lesbian. I will give that a try. This looks like a basement. It does. It's supposed to give you sort of a cramped feeling, Damien. Jay says, BRB, I need hydration. Okay. So I think instead of doing a 1-1-1-1, we're going to do a 2-2-1, or no, a 2-1-2-1, like this. So I'll show you what I mean by that, if that doesn't make sense. Because that was the only way I knew how to describe it, and I knew that it would still be a weird way to say it. But you can see we're going to have two darker ones, and then one lighter one, and then go back to the two. See that? So 2, 1, 2, 1. Alright, and now we're going to do this. And almost done, I think. Yeah, okay. We'll kind of darken it like this. Almost black, but it'll be actually, how about fully to black? Why not? Yeah, white and black, sure. We'll go the whole way. The whole hog. And now we have to select all the other ones and have a white. And these will get a little bit textured too, because obviously they haven't been kept pristine. At this point, the player's getting more into like the back lines of the rebel area, so there's going to be like things like probably groups of wounded, and you can choose to spare them or obviously attack the wounded, which is kind of a horrible thing to do, but you will be able to do it because I believe in player freedom. I'm going to do that. Okay, so I think we have mostly the texture for the hallway floors down. It's 2-1-2-1. And now we need a good texture for the roof, or not the roof, the ceiling and the walls. So we need to think about how we can approach that. Something we could do is replace it with concrete. Yep, Fish, we're still going. We'll probably be still going for another 10-15 more minutes. All that and more on today's episode of Liam Promotes War Crimes. I'm not saying you should do it, but I also think it's weird when... I don't know. Never mind. I'm just gonna say nothing more. I just am generally inclined to let the player have total freedom, but punish them for bad decisions, then prevent them from making bad decisions. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a difference in game design philosophy in that way. Do opposite for the walls, 2 white, 1 black. I will give that a shot. And I'll do actually maybe a different pattern for the ceiling too. This will be a very mesmerizing Celestia. I like that. I like that idea a lot. Okay, we will continue on our way. I'm not saying you should do it, but if you wanted to, I'm not stopping you. I'm not stopping you, but I will punish you later on. Same thing happens in Good of the Company. You can attack your colleagues and be a psychopath, but then everybody draws guns and attacks you, so. In one of your maps, you shot a poor civilian hiding in his home. That was an accident, Fish. Damien says, I'm going to bed. Bye. Thank you for tuning in, Damien. I liked talking to you while you were here. And, yeah. Have a good night's rest, I guess. See you next time you're in the stream, if you rejoin. Not this one, of course, but the next one. Hold on, gotta click back into chat. You killed everyone on the 3rd level? Oh, are you talking about Arrival? The one where you go to the logistics division? You killed everyone on level 3 in Good of the Company? Holy cow. That is brutal. That's also pretty hard to do, especially because Golgi is there. Who, if I remember, he's pretty tough. All right. Just going to click all of these, and again, the age-old problem where, what do you really say when you're doing this kind of thing? Some parts of Ancient Warfare 3 mapping are more tedious than others, but it's actually been quite an eventful stream. You know, we've been able to find things to talk about and entertain ourselves, I think, or at least I've had fun. I hope other people have as well. It's kind of the whole point of this, and if it doesn't happen, then I guess I should stop. Almost done calling these in. I think after this area, we might end up stopping the stream for today and finish the first round of Decor next time. That might be the way to do it. Otherwise, we can drive all the way to the end, but that would be require a lot of endurance to decorate this whole place on one stream. So I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it while we still have a bit of time. I don't know if it was the one with Golgi in it, but it was one of them. It must have been level 2 then, Commute. The first map after the training course, where you killed everyone. Because that's the only one where I think you really have any chance at all of winning against them all. Yes, Ravmar, what is it? Alright, so now we have the white place down there. And, I think we're still observing this same pattern. Josh's Adventure has a part 3. I know, Ravmar, I saw that. It is so... I am so apprehensive about playing it. I am a little bit worried, but we'll see how it goes. Probably, so what are you saying, Jay? What are you saying probably to? Oh, right, the thing about Good of the Company. But then Fish said sounds good to my thing about the stream ending. I think after we finish this haul, I might want to conclude, to be honest. If nobody will be too upset by that. Okay, so I think I'm going to just follow the same pattern for the other wall, and then after that, do the ceiling with an opposite pattern. More hypnotic in that way. I'm not going to punch my desk like the age-old question with the age-old answer. What are you talking about, Celestia? What? Celestia is creating this news story of something or other. What? You have to go sleep soon? Oh, okay, so then I probably... Yeah, another reason, you know. Viewers are going to probably have to stop viewing, and at that point, you know, stream for an audience of none is a little peculiar thing to do, but... Now we're going to replace all the regular grays with white, and then do the ceiling, and then we'll be just about done with the hallways. And I think next stream, we'll start off immediately by decorating the rooms, not just the hallways. But we'll finish the rooms now, at least. And then possibly return to our beach house for the day. It's like the shield that can block any spear, and the spear that can break any shield. What are you referring to, Michelle? What do you think of your 60 minutes fanfic so far? I'm not even commenting on it, Celestia. I was just rendered speechless by the it's a fan fiction where I'm this crazy broadcast guy. I think we're going to move along and pretend like I didn't even bring it up. I'm still sleepy and forgot that you can't hold down U for different accents. Well, I know you can change your keyboard to be like international, but I don't think that's a possibility. Anyway, we finished our hallway, everybody, and as you can see, we have completed quite a lot of the map today. I think we've decorated roughly, I wouldn't say half, but close to half. Maybe 40% of the play area has now gotten its first level of paint, first coat of paint, so to speak, because it literally has been painted. But beyond that, there hasn't been too much other decoration, just that's on purpose. We're going to add more specific detailing and much more fine-tuning stuff in future streams. The next one will probably be dedicated to finishing up this part, this exterior area, and then the final area in here, which shouldn't take too long. I'm guessing doing all that will take me no more than 45 minutes, and we can kind of start whatever our next thing is, whatever our next step is. But we are continuing to proceed on this map, and last time around I was a little bit nervous that this map wouldn't be able to get anywhere, but it seems like we have a solid identity for it forming up, which I'm very grateful for, and it's always nice to be able to talk to people and get their ideas and be able to bounce things off them. So I'm going to head back to the beach house now and start to wind things down, I would say, for today's stream. Alright, loading back in. And I think we'll have a somewhat quicker conclusion than the last stream. The last stream had a fairly lengthy and drawn-out conclusion, but this time we'll have it be a little bit short, so fair notice for you. Back, you need a sit rep. Ravmar, the sit rep is basically, I finished the hallways, and now I'm going to start concluding the stream, but the things you missed, you will be able to see in video form after this is uploaded. Just loading back in, you can see that the ships are in the load map now. Some nice visitors. I have to make sure there's a few things I touch on while I conclude. I'll look out at the ships while I do so. Nice wintry day today at the beach house. I'll kind of stand here so I can get a sort of a look of both ships. They're very vast and epic in size. Next stream I'll be going over to look at that stream. Not that stream. That ship, which is the DCS Liam, I believe. I think it was named after me. So, we'll do one ship at a time here. We saw this one today, and the next one will be for the next stream. But now I need to talk about a couple of things related to the world of the beach house. Specifically that sort of, not really a contest, but that questionnaire about what the name of this town should be is still ongoing. So if you have any ideas on what I should call this place, aside from, the beach house world, just let me know. Some examples I think were Beachia, Tomeville, and I don't remember the others. I'll have to check back in. But if you have any ideas, please let me know, because it would make this a lot more convenient to refer to. So if you have any ideas, just leave them in the comments section, please, so I can remember them. And let me see, what else I was going to say here. I have actually fully finished and edited the Part 5 of 13 Days Later, which is that zombie campaign. I just didn't post it yesterday because I finished it very late at night. So a few hours after this is uploaded, this stream is done. That should also be up if you want to enjoy that series as well. And that's really about all I have to say today. Liamopolis, Liamville 2. Well, if these are real suggestions, just leave them in the comments. I mean, it's just going to be easier for me to see and remember. But yeah, that's really about all I have to say, to be honest. There is one thing I had to update you on, by the way. Otis was worried about the power last stream, so I'm going to go over there and reassure him about things seem to be still stable in there, but I just have to double check. Yeah, as you can see, we're still at 3 power. It hasn't gone down anymore. Like I said, this is just a fairly regular occurrence. The power fluctuates, and usually it goes from 3, 4 lights on. The vault door has always stayed closed. Since the time it was first closed, it's never been opened again. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything in chat. Looks like I haven't. I will look out upon the ships as I do my final outro. Thank you so much for watching and continuing to support my streams. Probably the next stream will not be a stream like this. It will be playing and reviewing maps, like the previous one I did. I don't have a theme for it yet, but it'll be probably done over the weekend, if I had to guess. And after that, I'll do a Valley stream. And after that Valley stream, we'll return to this Making a Map series. But that shouldn't take too long. It'll only be a few days away, so don't worry about that. I say these things, and the timeline is actually quite small and compact. So don't worry, we'll be back to making this map quite soon. And once again, if you want to support my content, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. That is the best and most direct way to help me out. It helps YouTube push out my content, and it's just a nice thing to do, in my opinion. Also, you can follow my Steam Workshop, which is linked in all my content. But that's all I have to say, so thanks for streaming, says Jay. Adios. I'll see you guys in the next stream, whenever that is. Should be fairly soon. See you later.